Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday, October 21st. My name is Mr. Crawford. Welcome back to another day of online digital learning. We are halfway through the week. Yay. There are two things we're going to go over in this warm up. I'm going to teach you how to move your homework into your new folder. And we're also going to do a little bit of a warm up game for our morning. So let's get started with showing you how to move your homework into your new folder. Oh no, I said the word again. I meant action item. Sorry, our action item or our asynchronous item. So today you're going to have to present your measurement chart. So it was on our checklist last night. If we look back at our checklist, it says right here, Tuesday's homework was math measurement chart. Oh no, I said it again. I meant action item. So on your action item, you had a math measurement chart. You had to go around the house and you had to measure in centimeters 10 different items. Don't worry about the millimeters yet. We're going to come back to this chart later. So if you haven't done that, we got to get started and get around the house and make sure that you've got a few items at least to start with this morning. Okay. So we have it already created. Now, if you notice, we have over here in my drive the folder I made yesterday. So Mr. Crawford taught you how to share the folder with me. We taught you how to name the folder, and we also taught you how to add a star. So you're going to notice that I made my chart, and I've done my chart, or sorry, Chris has done his chart, and he's got all of his measurements in here, and it looks great. There's just a couple problems. He named it his name, and that doesn't tell the teacher what it actually is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the file. So I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to right click on the button. It's the button you don't usually use. And I'm going to choose rename. And now I should call it probably something so that the teacher knows what it is. So let's call it Chris week 7 measurement chart. All right. Or week 7 math chart is fine because then we'll know what it is. All right. Let's try that. So now that looks, oh, and I spelled Chris's name wrong. Oh no, see, it's got that little squiggly line. That's okay. I'll go back and I will correct that. So now we have a capital C on the front of Chris's name, week 7 in math chart. And I'm going to say, okay. But that's not all because we need to move it into that folder. So I'm going to do the right click trick again. And I'm going to right click and move to. So that move to function we used yesterday. And I'm going to choose my starred folder. And my starred folder is right here. And I'm going to move it into that. And I'm going to go move here. And I did it. I moved it. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to share it with me because I already have access to the folder. So I can see what you're working on live when I just go to your folder and I can see that the math chart is there. And that way I've got your math chart. I can take a look at it and I can help you with anything you need or give you feedback. So this morning we're going to present our math chart. Now on to the warm up. So the warm up this morning is Mr. Crawford has a really neat item here. It's like an artifact. Does anyone know what this is? So over here, this is called an abacus. Okay. So an abacus is like an old fashioned type of calculator. So when Mr. Crawford lived in Taiwan, in their classrooms, they would use this for calculating and adding and subtracting, as well as multiplication and division. They can use that in higher levels, but they would use this as a counter. Now, it's kind of similar to like our tiles in our classroom. It's their manipulatives, right? We've talked about tiles a little bit already this year. So, and this is their kind of counters that they would use, right? So, Mr. Garber's going to ask you, looking at the size or the length from this point to that other point there. So, one more time, from here to here, what do you estimate the length of this to be? Look at the size of my hand and give some benchmarks. Remember, we talked about fingernails being a benchmark yesterday. What do you estimate the length of this abacus to be? So that's going to be our warm up. this morning. So in this morning, when we do the attendance, you're going to say, "Good morning, Mr. Crawford. I estimate it to be," and then you give me a number of the amount of centimeters that you think this is, and make sure you say centimeters so we know what you're talking about. So do you think it's like 70? Do you think it's like 20? Do you think it's like 32? Give me an exact, or do you think it's like 46.5 or 46.5 centimeters? Okay, so give me an estimate of how long my abacus is. That's your warm up this morning. Let's see you in there. Let's have another great day. Bye bye.